Good morning, children. So, children of the 8th grade, today we are going to learn a poem written by Isaac Watts. The name of the poem is The Little Busy Bee. Now, children, this poet is actually very old, and the fact that it was July 17th, 1674 that Mr. Isaac Watts was born, and he died on November the 25th, 1748. He mastered Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and French. The first hymn book composed by him for children was Hore Laerite. His popular hymns are O God, Help in Ages Past, The Psalms of David, and Jesus Shall Reign. So what he tells us in this poem, children, they have told us about the poem, he knew many languages. So a person who has a mastery over many languages is actually very, what you say, learned person, you will say. The more languages a person speaks, naturally he is more educated than the others. And at his disposal is a treasure of many words which he can adapt from one language and translate into the other. Mr. Isaac Watts was one of those gifted poets who has written this poem, and mostly all of his poems were children's poems and prayers written for children. A hymn is nothing but a prayer. So the bee is always busy, he tells us. It builds the hive very skillfully and stores sweet honey in it. Like the bee, we too must be busy and always do useful work. Now, just below this, if you have the textbooks on page number 31, children, just below this, we have a small summary of a statement, Sir Vishveshwarya. I want you to read that paragraph carefully and write a small paragraph in your own words about Sir Vishveshwarya, who was a very prominent statesman, and he was with the Maharaja of Mysore. So children, let's begin the poem. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all day from every opening flower. How skillfully she builds her cell, how neatly she spreads her wax and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. So this poem, children, is of 16 lines. The first 8 I read out to you. So in the first lines, the poet has described how the bee remains busy all day, goes from flower to flower. Just when the flower opens, the bee comes to know there's a fresh flower and goes and takes the nectar from that flower and is able to make honey out of it with its own saliva or with some chemicals which it has. And then it carries that honey to its, hive. A hive is nothing but a home where many bees live together. You must have seen hives on the trees, children. So it flies back to the hive and deposits that into a chamber of wax, because the honey will not fall down, and they are always there to protect the honey from other birds or animals who try to invade their hive and try to steal that honey, their food, because God has given them one small sting at the back end of their body. As soon as somebody tries to catch a honeybee or tries to disturb them, it stings very hard and it is very painful, children. So, here it is described, gather honey all day, from morning to evening, the bee is busy. Okay, the bee is busy. From every opening flower, how skillfully she builds her cell, means how nicely she has built her place where she stays. Cell is a small compartment which she has built. How neatly she spreads the wax. So she also makes wax, gets wax from the trees. Wax is nothing but out of which candles are made, children. So after you have taken the honey from the hives of the bee, the hive is made of wax. Wax is nothing but the candles which we get in the market are actually made from beehives. Okay? And labor's hard to store it with the foods, sweet food she makes. So it is nothing but food for her also. The honey is her food, but she saves it. Okay, for a rainy day. She consumes very little of it. Her body is very small. She consumes very little of it, but she's working all day, mind you, all day. Her work is that only. From flower to flower, she will go collect nectar, convert it into honey, and deposit it into the hive. Okay, so you know what is the uh, construction or what is the hierarchy of a hive? In the hive, children, we at the top. In the hive, all these bees have a queen bee. Queen bee. There's a queen bee who orders all the honey collectors are separate, the workers who are making the hive are separate, the soldier bees are separate, anybody who tries to attack the hive, those bees are separate. All are assigned different duties. Don't think they don't have a political system or they don't have a system in their society. In the bee society also there is a system, there is a hierarchy, somebody is above the bees. Okay, and there are bees who know how to take work from each bee. The lazy bees, they how to make them work again, they know how to do it. There are people appointed by, there are bees appointed by the queen bee who takes care of that. So that is the entire system of the hive. Next we come to, in the work of labor or of skill, I would be busy too, for Saturn finds some mischief still for idle hands to do. So what does the poet tell us here? He has given us the example of the bee, how it remains busy all day. It does not just roam around here and there, okay, sit on the trees and do nothing. It keeps making honey all day. Okay, so the poet says, I also would be like to be, and you also should be like a bee. Okay, God has given us hands, skillful hands, so that we do some constructive work, some work which will be useful to the society. Okay, not just sit home idle, do nothing. Okay, so that person is not productive today. So, what does the poet tell us? In work of labor or of skill, if it is hard work or a skillful work, whatever work, I would be busy too. That means the poet says, I would like to be busy. Okay? But for Saturn, because Saturn is nobody but the devil who comes and tells you, hey, don't do work, man. Why you want to work? Relax. Don't work hard. Okay? And he will teach you some mischief. So who disturbs other people, children? In life, who disturbs other people? People who don't have work. Is that correct? So people who have work will never try to disturb anybody or never try to harm anybody. So Saturn finds some mischief still for idle hands to do. Means the Saturn was born and thrown out of heaven many, many years ago at the time of Adam and Eve. But still, he is waiting. Who is the easiest prey for Saturn? Who is the easiest person to misguide for Saturn? A person who is idle and lazy. A hard-working person, the Saturn cannot go ahead and make him change his mind and tell him not to do work. So a hard-working person will never be at the risk of falling prey to the Saturn's guiles. Next, children, is in books of work or healthful play, let my first years be passed, that I may give for every day some account at last. So what does he say? Since the poet is a writer, he says, in books or works, okay, of healthful play. Means what is play? What is books? When you are reading books, what is that? It develops your mind. It tells you to do the right thing, okay? And if you work, the work guides you how to innovate things or discover new things. So in the beginning, the poet tells tells us, let my first years pass. Means when I am small, these things don't matter. If I study well, that means I am doing my job. I may go out to play sometimes, I may go out with my friends sometimes, I may do some exercises, I may go and play some games. So in the beginning years, I would like to study and work or play healthy games. And that I may give for every day some good account at last. So what does the poet tell us here? For every day which I live in the world, I want to give some good account of something. That means every day which I have lived, I have done some good deed. I have done some good job, whether it is in my studies, my work, or being with my fellow beings and my family. I have done some favor for them. There are some difficult words in this lesson, children, because this poem is written in Old English, 16th, 17th century, children. So some words are adopted from Latin. As you know, our poet himself is a multilingual, as I quote. So some words are from Old English. Let me explain them to you. So dot is nothing but old form of does. Instead of does, they used to use dot. How doth the little busy bee? How does the little busy bee is the meaning of that. Improve means make good use of. Shining is of course bright. Gather means collecting honey. Skillful, clever. How skillful the bee is, she makes her own hive and spreads the wax. So the skill is required for that. It doesn't happen like that. Somebody has taught her that. Cell is a small compartment in the hive. So there are many small cells in the hive where each bee lives. Satan, evil spirit or king of devils. As I told you, devil was thrown out of the heaven. So he promised God, till the day I live, I am going to misguide your people, your human beings. Mischief is nothing but injury or damage. Idle, doing nothing or lazy. Next is first years, early years or boyhood. That the poet tells us, I would like to go ahead and study, learn, play and be healthy. So this is the way the poet wants to spend his first years, the beginning years. Give account, say what you have done. You know, when somebody comes, you come up here, when a teacher calls you, what homework have you done? That means you have to give an account of that. So giving an account, say what you have done. At last means at the end of life. So these are the few words, children, you have to remember in this poem. And what you need to do, children, if you have your textbook, go to exercise C2. C2, and on page number 33 and 34 you will find this exercise, children. C2 exercise is here, and then you have to go to page number 34. Okay, 34 you don't have to do anything important. Here you have to do C2 only. There are two exercises, very small exercises. Here you have to pick up the best alternative statement for the following. And what are the best alternative statements you have to find? Pick up the alternative statement for each of the following. People like the bee because options are given. You have to select the correct option. And labor's hard to store well is the second one. Here also you have to find it refers to whom. Then four options are given. You have to write that. So on page number 33 only you have to do the exercise, and page number 31 there's a note given on Sir Vishveshwaraya. Please read it well and write about him in your own words. If you can go ahead and Google information about Sir Vishveshwaraya, you will come to know what a luminary or what a great personality he was. So children, this is the end of your class today. I hope you have enjoyed the explanation of the poem. I will be sending you the notes for this one tomorrow. So please do the exercise which I have told you to do. In the meanwhile, children, stay home, stay happy, and all the best to you. Have a great day, children. Goodbye.